If you're wondering what to do in Madeira, Portugal, this video is for you. After roaming around this beautiful island for several days, we came up with this list of the best things to do in Madeira, an island that is still authentic to its core. Enjoy! The heart of Madeira beats in Funchal, the island's capital that brims with history and authentic vibes. With its distinct colonial architecture, delightful promenades and emblematic cathedral, the historic center of Funchal is a magical place to explore during your trip to Madeira. An essential stop on your walk around the old town of Funchal is Rua de Santa Maria. This picturesque street is lined with bars and restaurants, and it's famous for its painted doors. Thanks to the Art of Open Doors project, the street's once dilapidated doors are now turned into inviting works of art. While walking around the old part of Funchal, don't miss a visit to the Mercado dos Lavradores, the city's farmers' market. Thanks to its climate, Madeira boasts top-quality fresh produce. This market is the best place to buy fruit and vegetables that grow on the island. Another local product that you can buy in Funchal is the famous Madeira embroidery. Founded in 1962, Bordal has a large collection of embroidered items and an on-site workshop and museum of embroidery. One of our favorite things to do in Funchal is to walk to the fort of São Tiago and the nearby beach bar to enjoy the last rays of sun with a glass or three of poncha, Madeira's typical alcoholic drink. Madeira has no shortage of steep cliffs, and this is why there are 7 scenic cable cars on the island. Probably the most popular among them is the Funchal cable car. The fascinating ride starts in the heart of Funchal and goes up to the suburb of Monte. Although the cable car ride is a fun thing to do in Funchal in its own right, there's another reason you should climb to Monte: the traditional wicker basket sledges. Dating back to the early 19th century, these toboggans used to be the main means of transport from Monte to Funchal. Nowadays, this ride is one of the top Madeira attractions and one of the most entertaining things we've ever tried. Thanks to Madeira's subtropical climate, the island is abundant in lush gardens with exotic flowers and plants. One of the easiest gardens to visit in Madeira is Santa Catarina Park in Funchal. This glorious green space features a beautiful pond and spectacular views of Funchal and the Atlantic Ocean. A short drive or bus ride from the center of Funchal, the Palheiro Gardens await. Situated 500 meters above sea level, the Palheiro Gardens will amaze you with their variety of plants and flowers and their charming setting. One of the best things to do in Madeira is to watch the sun plunge into the waters of the Atlantic Ocean from on board a catamaran. As you leave Funchal Bay behind, you'll be taken aback by the dramatic landscapes of this volcanic island of wonders. If you're lucky, dolphins and maybe even whales will keep you company as you take in the beauty of this mesmerizing scenery. Those of you who visit Madeira around New Year's Eve or in June when the Atlantic Festival takes place are in for a unique experience. On both occasions, you can marvel at an exciting fireworks display while cruising around the calm waters of Funchal Bay. We've included links to some of the best cruises in Madeira in the description below. In the pretty fishing town of Câmara de Lobos, time seems to have stood still. With its cobbled streets, colorful fishing boats, rugged beach and nostalgic promenade, Câmara de Lobos is one of the most photographed places in Madeira. The best way to get from Funchal to Câmara de Lobos is the hop-on hop-off bus. This fun ride along the streets of Funchal to the picturesque fishing village of Câmara de Lobos is one of the best things to do in Madeira in its own right. Madeira is heaven on earth for nature lovers and hikers of all levels and ages. One of the easiest and shortest hiking routes is the Vereda dos Balcões. Vereda is the Portuguese word for path, and this hiking path is in essence a pleasant walk through a stunning forest that leads to one of the island's most magnificent viewpoints. As you walk along this path, you will notice that the trail runs along a water channel. This is a levada. Madeira has a huge network of levadas or irrigation channels that we used in the past to transfer water from the northern part of the island to the drier south. Nowadays, along these channels run scenic hiking paths like the Levada do Moinho. This trail takes you through a dense forest as you walk along a singing water channel. Instead of going back the same way, you can return via another memorable trail. Towards the end of the Levada do Moinho, a set of steep steps on your right will lead you to another levada, the Levada Nova. As you make your way towards your starting point via the Levada Nova, you will stumble upon a gorgeous waterfall. To continue hiking, you have to walk behind the waterfall before you step inside a dark tunnel. After the tunnel, the surrounding countryside is stunning and the ocean views are breathtaking. Yet, some parts along this final leg of the trail don't have a safety railing. These need a bit of extra attention. If you have a fear of heights, brace yourselves, you're almost there. One of our favorite hikes in Madeira is the Vereda da Ponta de São Lourenço. This trail reveals the raw beauty of Madeira as you feast your eyes on enchanting seascapes and dramatic cliffs that drop into the dark blue waters of the Atlantic Ocean. The trail allows you to explore the easternmost point of the island. There are food trucks at the beginning of the trail and a restaurant at the end. As this is one of the most popular hiking routes in Madeira, expect to walk in the company of several other hiking enthusiasts. The most iconic hike in Madeira is the Pico do Arieiro to Pico Ruivo hike. As its name suggests, this challenging trail takes you from mountain peak to mountain peak, past awe-inspiring staircases, dark tunnels, and scenic paths. Most people start this hike at sunrise to enjoy the cloud blanket that often encircles Pico do Arieiro. We did the same, but we didn't get to see the dreamy blanket, or Pico do Arieiro. Unfortunately, the weather wasn't on our side. Due to landslides, we couldn't walk from one peak to the other. Our only option was to hike to Pico Ruivo, the highest peak on Madeira Island, and back. But even during the shorter hike, we missed most of the epic views we were supposed to see because of the thick fog. But here's a sneak peek of the blanket, as seen through the eyes of our dear friend and insanely gifted video producer, Sabrina. For this hike, it's best to book a transfer. Otherwise, you'll have to walk back to the starting point after the end of the trail. Find the links to some top-rated transfers in the description below. Madeira is home to several natural swimming pools. These were formed by lava that cooled down many lifetimes ago and are naturally filled with water thanks to the ocean's high tides. The most popular and beautiful among them are in Porto Muniz, on the island's northern coast. In Porto Muniz, there are two sets of lava pools to choose from. The first set is turned into a lido with all the necessary facilities. There is a fee to enter those pools, but they are much safer to swim and play than the other natural pools that lie a few steps away. The latter might look more impressive but are very slippery and can be dangerous when windy. Madeira's Funchal forest is an ancient laurel forest that, with the right weather conditions, feels unreal, a place that reigns only in the wildest of imaginations. This happens when the forest is covered in thick fog, making the century-old trees look as though they're engaging in an eerie dance. Did we get to see this unique spectacle? Nope. When we visited Funchal Forest, it was a super bright, sunny day with no fog whatsoever. After the Pico do Arieiro to Pico Ruivo hike fiasco, that was another bummer for us. At the end of the day though, the UNESCO-listed forest is an amazing place to visit anyway, regardless of the weather. Madeira is dotted with quaint villages that are worth exploring during your trip. Here's just a small selection of the ones we particularly liked. One of the oldest and most charming small towns in Madeira is Ponta de Sol. With its lovely promenade and easy-going bars and restaurants, Ponta de Sol is the ideal place to relax and unwind after a day of sightseeing. An equally relaxing town is Seixal. Built on the edge of the ocean, Seixal is known for its natural pools, black sand beach and laid-back ambience. Another village we enjoyed very much was São Vicente. This tiny, picture-perfect village offers fantastic opportunities for nature hikes and long, ocean-side walks. Last but not least, a visit to Santana village is a must for a look at the area's typical triangular-shaped houses, definitely among the best things to see in Madeira. When in Madeira, you have to delve into the history of the island's excellent fortified wine. The best way to do so is to visit a winery. There, you can learn the secrets of Madeira wine before indulging in a wine tasting experience that your taste buds will appreciate for years to come. In true It's All Trip to Me fashion, we saved the best for last. Madeira is an island of unfathomable natural beauty and remarkable diversity. No matter its small size, the island is also home to an impressively modern road network with several tunnels that render traveling around the island a lot easier and faster than in the past. Renting a car to drive around the island at your own pace, past dreamy landscapes and more banana plantations than you would think could exist, is the best way to enjoy all of the above suggestions. Driving is also the most hassle-free way to get to some locations that are worth checking out, such as the Ponta do Pargo Lighthouse, the Cristo Rei viewpoint or the thrilling Cabo Girao skywalk. Not to mention the unique experience of the Cascata dos Anjos. If there's one thing you should pay extra attention to when driving in Madeira though, is that some roads are uncomfortably steep. Therefore, renting a stylish Fiat Cinquecento like we did might not be a good idea. You will probably need something more powerful to tackle Madeira's uphill roads. We hope that this video inspired you to plan a trip to Madeira, this blessed land that's often dubbed the Pearl of the Atlantic Ocean, and for good reason. With its incredible natural landscapes, warm-hearted locals, and seductively slow living, Madeira has won a permanent place in our hearts and will be going back before too long. Will you join us? If you enjoyed our video about what to do in Madeira, Portugal, please like, comment and share it. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks for watching.